Jay here, Stretford Paddock Live, with a bit of breaking news. Marcus Rashford to Aston Villa. We've had the here we go from Fabrizio Romano. We're going to do a short vid because I can't stick around. I've got to take my daughter to football, but that's a different story. Just going to get into this news. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know what you think. It has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano that Marcus Rashford is going to be joining Aston Villa. I mean, it sort of gathered a little bit of momentum this yesterday, didn't it, this news? It was like, okay, we were hearing from the likes of Ornstein, Romano, other people as well, that it looked like the move was on. It was close. We kept hearing imminent close. So you felt like this is definitely going to happen. And now we've had it confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. First thing this morning, he tweeted about an hour ago, Marcus Rashford to Aston Villa. Here we go. Agreement in place on loan deal with over 70% salary covered by Villa. We think Marcus Rashford, he's on about 365k up to that with bonuses, I think. So they're going to cover a chunk of that. Buy option worth 40 million, also included in contract with potential 3.5 deal. 3 year, and a half deal to follow. Medical booked today. I didn't think we'd get a confirmation today. I didn't, because I thought with United playing, they might leave it until Monday to confirm it. But obviously, the club haven't confirmed it. Romano has confirmed it. So look, it's happening here. It's done. He's not going to go, here we go all whistles and bells, sort of all guns blazing, giving us that story if it wasn't going to happen. There was gathering momentum. I think the likes of Ornstein and people like that were saying it. So it looks like it's going to happen. Let me know what you... sorry, nearly covered my camera there. Let me know what you think about this deal, because... Listen, I think most people, the vast majority of people, know that it was getting untenable. We said it ourselves with Marcus Rashford at Manchester United. Him and the manager weren't even talking, according to the latest reports. He's not played for, about 12 games, not even been in the squad for 11 of those. He's only in the squad for the Newcastle game, I think it was, where he didn't get off the bench because basically he was just there to make up the numbers. You can't have a player who's on that amount of money, who's obviously scored a lot of goals for Manchester United, but not even featuring. It's ridiculous. United needed to move him on. And moving him on with a view to a permanent deal, for me, makes sense. It's sad, I'll be honest with you. I know Marcus Rashford isn't very popular at the minute, but I am gutted the way this has panned out. There was a time when Marcus Rashford was one of my, if not my favourite player. You look at when he burst onto the scene, scoring those goals against Midtjylland at his debut. I was there for that. Against Arsenal in his Premier League debut, the winner at the Etihad. He scored, I think it was 18 in his first season, his first half of the season. Then his next couple of seasons, he sort of plateaued a little bit. He didn't quite kick on, did he? I think it was like 11 goals in his next 2 seasons each season. And you were waiting for Marcus Rashford to become the player we thought he was going to be. And then under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he did seem to kick on a bit. I think he had 20 plus goals back-to-back season, formed a good partnership or a good triumvirate with the likes of Anthony Martial and Mason Greenwood, and all that all went sour, didn't it? And then there was the Ralph Rangnick season where he had a bit of a stinker. And that was when you thought, okay, this might be the end of Marcus Rashford at Manchester United. I remember me and Joe talking about a late night live or a transfer live saying, look, if he doesn't hit the ground running under the new manager, he might be out the door. I remember going to, I think it was Melbourne, the pre-season, where he was at the press conference, Marcus Rashford, with Erik ten Hag, and Erik ten Hag singled him out as someone he felt could do a job, or was a good example, of what makes Manchester United a great club when it comes to the academy. So it was obvious the manager had a bit of faith in him, was showing him a bit of love, did that, showed him love, and got a good return from Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford obviously getting 30 goals in Erik ten Hag's first season. That should have been the catalyst. That should have been it for Marcus Rashford to then take it to the next level and to become the player that we all hoped he would be. But it didn't. It wasn't. That was just the highlight, really. He never, in the next season, he tailed off again. Didn't have a great season. Erik ten Hag's second season, I think, was it about 8 goals in all competitions, something like that. Not a productive season for Marcus Rashford. Went missing in quite a lot of games. This season, you felt this is it. We keep saying last chance. This is time to turn it around. It seems a bit crazy to say last chance for a player that scored over 100 goals, whatever, for Manchester United, and is still in his 20s. But you did feel like he needed to kick on this season. Did okay at parts of the season, but never really got going. And then when Ruben Amorim came in, he started him as a striker, scored on his not his debut, but on Ruben Amorim's first game. Thought, okay, maybe something can happen, and maybe he can do something for Ruben Amorim. Just didn't happen at all. The Everton game where he got a brace, and you thought, is this it? Is this finally the time we're going to see Marcus Rashford perform for this manager? No, that was it. That was his last goals for Manchester United, probably ever. I don't think he's going to be back in a red shirt. He's going to Aston Villa, view to a permanent move. I think it will become permanent unless he doesn't perform at Aston Villa. But yeah, it wasn't happening. And then we had all these stories that he'd fallen out with the manager. The manager wasn't happy with his lifestyle. The manager basically dropped him from the squad for the City game, said he needed to pull his socks up. And Marcus Rashford responded in a pretty underwhelming way, if we're being brutally honest. Didn't give the manager what he wanted, because had he, I think he would have been back in the squad, but the manager made up his mind that Marcus Rashford wasn't for him. And it is sad to see, because he's a player that at one time I absolutely adored. I did. I love what Marcus Rashford did on the pitch, and I loved what he did off the pitch as well when he fed all them kids. But ultimately, you have to train, you have to perform for Manchester United. You have to do what the manager wants you to do, and he didn't. Had he done that, he would have been in the squad. Had he done that, he would have been getting minutes. Anthony was getting minutes, for Pete's sake. Marcus Rashford wasn't. There's a reason for that. And it's because he wasn't doing what the manager had asked him to do in training. That was so obvious. I don't know what else to say. So now he's off to Aston Villa. I'll get in some of the comments. It's going to be a short video, this, because like I say, I've got to take my daughter's football. But Akash K says, I'm so gutted he's gone to Villa on loan, but I'm really surprised Emery wants Rashford and prepared to cover 70% of his wages. Best of luck, Marcus. I like that. Look, there'll be a lot of hatred, a lot of anger towards Marcus Rashford. I just wish him well. I hope he just goes there and does well. And, it's sad the way it's worked out, but, it is what it is, isn't it? To be honest with you, I know that's not exactly the most insightful comment. Someone said there's a new tweet about Matthias Tell. Oh, here we go. Fabrizio Romano, sorry to change tracks a little bit, but Fabrizio Romano just tweeted, understand Matthias Tell or Matis Tell has still not 100% decided to stay at Bayern at this stage, and his exit remains possible in the final 36 hours. United are pushing for loan move. Arsenal also called again in the recent hours. All proposals being assessed on player side. So Matis Tell might be coming in. He seems like more one for the future, to be honest with you, as well. I know when you get him in a loan move, you're not exactly planning for the future, but look, we need strengthening. If we're going to lose Marcus Rashford, I know he wasn't playing, but we still need strengthening anyway. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with signings. Glenn F says, bloody heck. Good morning, Jay. Great to finally get on live. UT are, I've lost you already. Sorry, Glenn. And up the paddock. Sad to see Marcus go. Had to be done. Hope he starts smiling again. Yeah, listen, I wish him well. I hope he does get his life in order. It seems like there's a lot of chaos going on with Marcus Rashford. I hope he starts playing football. I hope he does well. I mean, it's a bit weird, isn't it? I don't really want Aston Villa to finish above us. I don't want him to help us do that, but he probably will, because they're miles away from us, aren't they, in a minute? I hope we get good money for him. I hope he becomes the player he can be. But ultimately now, we need to make sure we strengthen, we get players coming in, and we start moving up that table. I'm going to have to leave it there. I know it's only a short and sweet one today, but look, we're going to be back later on. We've got to watch along, got Crystal Palace game. We're going to have the reaction to that as well. So if you're not doing already, make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. Just a quick video to say Marcus Rashford to Aston Villa. Here we go. Marcus Rashford, the lad who's been at the club since he was, 8 years old. He's leaving. He's going to Aston Villa. Marcus Rashford, Romano tweeted, agreement in place on loan deal with over 70%. Salary covered by Villa, buy option clause worth 40 million, also including contract with potential 3.5-year deal to follow. Medical booked today. Thank you, everyone who got involved in the chat. Sorry I can't do a longer one. We'll have more reactions to this later on in the day. But Marcus Rashford, kid that's been here for years, is leaving. He's going to Manchester United. He's going from Manchester United to Aston Villa. Let's see if United then could bring someone else in, because I think we need to. Thanks for watching.